Jaguar Nation, welcome to the Jaguar Football Show, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by Coca-Cola, Louisiana Lottery, Communities of Color Network Tobacco-Free Living, Hollywood Casino, the Louisiana Seafood Marketing and Promotion Board, and Jerry Lane Chevrolet.
It's another week, and guess what? It's another episode of the Jaguar Football Show, and I'm here with Coach Dawson Odums, located at 1717 River Road here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at Hollywood Casino. Come out and check us out every Monday at 6:30 as we talk about Southern University football, and we do a recap of the games and look ahead to what's next for Southern University football. I'm Perry White, and like I said, I'm here with head coach Dawson Odums. And Coach, this has been a season. We already here at game 12.
Well, definitely, and I think it's been an up and down season, but we got it put together, and I thought the guys came together and played really well during the months of October and November, and hopefully we can finish off this last football game.
We come to the end of the season. We talk about game 12, but you're already in the recruiting process. You guys had a week off. What are some of the areas that you're trying to get prepared for your 2020 season?
Well, really looking at offensive line, defensive line, safety position, and really just trying to reassure ourselves that we get the right talent at those positions. I really think those are the positions of needs. We got a lot of guys coming back, but we got to shore up that offensive line, defensive line. We lose some seniors at those two positions and the safety position.
When we talk about fulfilling all those positions, but we've had a great season so far since that bye week going into that Prairie View game. You guys have won the last 6 or 7. And we have some offensive highlights we want to look at and just kind of do a recap of those great offensive plays that we saw with Southern from that point from Prairie View here going into the Bayou Classic. Let's take a look. And you see the Jaguars been able to get into the end zone right there. Ladarius Skelton, it was a season where you had a quarterback battle with Ladarius Skelton and Glenda McDaniels. And you guys seem to kind of figure out, but you talk about what that meant to get this team in terms of the leadership and somebody to finally get this blue machine into the end zone.
Well, the biggest thing is just making sure guys are in tune and locked into what we're asking them to do. And it's all about preparation. And sometimes, you have to send those tough messages to your players. And I really thought Bubba McDaniel handled the situation very well, and also Ladarius Skelton. But at the end of the day, down the stretch we come, and Ladarius Skelton is playing like we thought he would play all year.
You look at the running back position, you've had some injuries with Chris Chaney, but you have a guy like Devon Ben who can definitely move the ball up and down the field. You talk about your running backs and the depth as you're getting ready for this Bayou Classic game.
Well, the biggest thing is making sure we're healthy at that position. Devon Ben has been healthy all season for us, and we're going to need him to play lights out as we get ready for the Bayou Classic. And I tell you, he's had a great season so far. Hopefully we can get him to 1,000 yards rushing. And you talk about 1,000 yards, but in terms of receiving, Southern University wasn't doing too well in terms of passing the ball this year. But then you found your spark down the end as you got towards this part of the season. What has helped in terms of guys like T.J. Bedford, Hunter Register, Jamar Washington, and so many others that has finally got those passing yards adding up this year? Well, the biggest thing, I think we've been able to run the football. And a lot of teams are saying when you play Southern, we got to stop the run. But I think at the end of the day, you're starting to see that if you do load the box up, we can beat you throwing the football. And hopefully going down the stretch, we're able to run the ball efficiently and throw it as well.
And none of that is possible without what you call the J5, that Southern University offensive line. How important has it been to have those guys continue to produce each and every game?
Well, I think when you talk about winning championships and playing for championships, you got to have an offensive line that's withstood the test. And I think these guys have done that. They played a lot of football. They're experienced football players. And we're just excited about them going into the month of November and playing really well as we come into game 12.
And we can't forget about the tight ends, Coach.
Correct.
You're one of the few teams in the nation that continues to use the tight ends. Talk about that area of football for this offense and helping this blue machine keep going.
Well, the biggest thing with the tight end position is that we're deep at that position. You talk about Jeremiah Houston, Travis Tucker, and you talk about Jadarian Davis, and I think those guys have played really, really well. We carry 5 tight ends on the roster, and it's a position that I think is a lost art when you look at the game of football. But like you said, we utilize that position to our advantage, and those guys have played really well for us.
and something Southern has done better that we've seen perhaps not in the past, but really control games with the run game. And you said all season, that's like a slow death for the other team.
Real slow, and I think, typically good teams can run the football and stop the run. You can put teams away when you're able to run the football, and you got to be able to run it efficiently. So 3 or 4 yards on first down give you an opportunity to really shorten the game, and also give you an opportunity to play really well on third down.
Ladarius Skelton, your quarterback, has been named SWAC Player of the Week sometimes, a few times this season. You talk about FCS Stats Player of the Week 1 week. That importance of seeing that guy being able to continue to do what he do and make plays with his legs. How has that been coaching that?
Well, it's been great being able to take advantage of the dual threat quarterback. So we're excited that he's picking up his play at the right time. Jazz are peaking at the right time, and hopefully we can put a solid 60 minutes together at the Bayou Classic.
Well, that was the first half highlights of the season in terms of Southern University's offense. Let's take a break. When we come back on the other side, we'll talk some defense. Stay tuned.
Where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
Come play like a star, where the rewards and thrills never end at Hollywood Casino. Eat, play, and win big from our epic buffet, open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, to our awesome Players Club that gives you the most back. Come and play the hot new $64,000 Hollywood High-Low game on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You could be called to play. Just guess if the next card will be higher or lower, and you could win. Only at Hollywood Casino, Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. In the first half, we talked about offense since the break, and Southern's offense has definitely been going one of the top in the conference in terms of rushing. But now we talk about your defense, Coach, and what you've been able to do. It's been some close games, but your defense has definitely been able to step up when you talk about stopping the run and having the #1 run defense in the conference.
Well, the biggest thing we got to be able to do, I think, and we've been able to do it, is timely football plays and be able to create some turnovers. And when we do that, we play really, really well as a team. I think these next couple of days, getting ready for the Bayou Classic, run defense got to be better. Last time we was out, we missed some opportunities to make some tackles. But I think our run defense has to continue to be stout, and our pass defense. I think we figured some things out in this bye week, and hopefully when we get in the Bayou Classic, those guys play up to their potential.
Let's check out some defensive plays from the second half of the season of Southern University's defense. And, Coach, you look right here. We've had some tough teams. You're talking about Prairie View along the way, Alcorn, Texas Southern, Alabama A&M, and Jackson State. All those teams can give you fits because in the SWAC, offenses can score.
Offense is definitely, the thing in the SWAC, and defensively, you got to just come ready to play. And you can see some of our guys, as you watch these highlights, have really played well and give us an opportunity to win some football games.
And we talk about some of those guys that play well. Talk about your defensive line, guys like DeCavian Champion and so many others. You had injury with Jordan Lewis, but how's that D-line been able to do so well with stopping the run?
Well, last year we had injuries at the end of the season. We had going down to the last couple of games of the season, we had some guys to get hurt. But we're as healthy as we've been since we started the season. The Caveman Champions played really well. He's a stout performer in that defensive line, and then Jordan Lewis is starting to come into his own. But Jalen Ivey has played really well for us. And if those guys continue to play well defensively, we're going to be fine as we get ready to go into the Bayou Classic.
You look at the linebacker position, of course, you have a great senior in Calvin Lumpkins. How important has it been with his leadership on this defense this year?
Well, those seniors, they want to keep playing football, and I think at the end of the season, that's what you got to have. You got to have some guys that want to continue to play, and they want to chase something that's bigger than them. And Calvin Lunk has been a steady leader for us for some time, and I'm just happy for the performance that he's turned in as a senior for the Jags this year.
And you talk about that secondary, he's had its ups and downs all season, but you've inserted some new guys and got some new pieces. You talk about that in that secondary with those corners and defensive backs and really what that's meant for Southern's defense.
Well, we implemented some new coverages and had to get some guys adjusted to it. Tamar Smith has come on strong for us at the corner position. Dontrell Broomfield is a guy that started the last couple of games for us, had a huge pick against Jackson State. And then we went back and forth at the safety position, and it's really BJ has done a great job for us. BJ Harris has been a steady performer in that secondary from start to finish. And now those guys got to really rally around each other and communicate well. And boy, you can see the extra time they're putting in the film room. Now it's time to see it pay off on the field.
You talk about our last outing against Jackson State. They were the only team to be able to have some success this season with running the ball 308 yards on the ground. What do you do to try to get that defense sure up to not give up those big runs as we get ready for this Bayou Classic Saturday?
Well, it's a personal attack. You know, I think when teams run the football, it's a personal attack on your character when it comes to the game of football. Our guys wasn't happy with it. When they came back and watched the film, plays were there to be made. Again, guys got to understand what we're doing and how we're doing it so that it can be more consistent. And the thing is, we just got out our gaps and gave up some big runs that we haven't done all year. And hopefully we got those fixed and we worked on them in practice. And I'm looking forward to this defense to be really, really lights out in the Bayou Classic.
The Southern University defense has been battle tested. You're talking about guys like Jalen Morton, quarterback at Prairie View, Felix Harper, the quarterback at Alcorn, Akil Glass, the quarterback at Alabama A&M, and then the latest quarterback we faced was Jalen Jones. Those have been some pretty good quarterbacks that's been able to move around in the pocket and find receivers down the field.
Well, the biggest thing is I think you know what you're facing. We face great passers, great runners. It's been tough, and when you look at our conference, 1 week you'll still score from two teams that look like a blowout. The next week is teams you think you should blow out, and it's a close football game. Every week is a different ball game. We done had a bye week to get some things adjusted. Bayou Classic, a lot on the line. I think our defense is ready to make the next step in helping this football team win another football game.
And when we come back here on the other side of this commercial, we're going to talk about some SWAC standings and what's going on in the SWAC conference. Stay tuned.
Diseases from smoking kill more African Americans each year than car crashes, AIDS, and murders combined. In the U.S., about 1 in 5 African American adults smoke cigarettes. It's estimated that each cigarette you smoke shortens your life by 7 minutes. That's 7 minutes less to spend time with people you love doing what you love each time you smoke a cigarette. Is it worth it? Smoking affects us all.
Where your seafood comes from has everything to do with its flavor, its quality, and even its safety. Cheap imported seafood raised in ponds overseas has nothing on the incredible flavor and quality of the fresh fish, shrimp, crabs, and oysters caught right here in Louisiana waters. We all know that the best dishes are made with the best ingredients, and Louisiana seafood is the best you can buy. So know what you're buying and make sure you're serving delicious Louisiana seafood. Because when you know better, you eat better.
Hi, I'm Coach Dawson Odums. And if you're looking for a great new or used car, Jerry Lane Chevrolet invites you to come and check them out. Whatever your taste in vehicle is, they got a great lineup to fit your style. And most importantly, your budget. Personally, they're taking care of me with this great truck. I'm a big guy, and this a big truck. It's roomy and comfortable, and it has to get up and go when I need to get up and go. So remember, whatever your taste in vehicles, come visit us at Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Go Jags!
Welcome back here to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. We're located at Hollywood Casino at 1717 River Road North here in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Come check us out every Monday at 6:30 p.m. and be able to have a talk football with Southern University head football coach Dawson Odums. Coach, you're in the bye week, but we come out of a bye week, and of course we have to do the Alpha Media Players of the Week. Tell us who our Players of the Week.
Well, offense, I think a guy that's really been steady and getting better from an offensive standpoint is offensive lineman who I think graduate school just doing really well. Mason Sims has been a guy that has done really well for our program. Defense, a guy that's really coming on. He's getting a chance to play in the secondary for us. Another guy that's fantastic in the classroom, and that is Cordell Caldwell, who's done an outstanding job. In special teams, a guy that has been a snapper for us that's doing really well, really taking the job serious, and that's Paul Hartman. Those are Alpha Media Players of the Week.
And Coach, it's been a heck of a season, and so much is on the line, in which why this year's Bayou Classic has become once again a winner takes all for the SWAC West Division. And you talk about Southern's 1-3 start. You look at Gramblin's 0-4 start. It is amazing how both these teams have found a way to get on track with you and as well as Coach Fobbs up at Grambling.
Well, the process. You got to follow the process. You got to believe in what you're doing. You got to trust the players you have around you. You got to trust the people that you have around you. And our coaching staff, a lot of turnover on it this year. And again, you look at the end of the season and we somehow figured out a way to get a football team playing again for the Western title. And that's what it's all about. And that process is something that we follow, we trust and believe in it. And each year you find yourself being consistent and in the hunt. And that's all we ask for is an opportunity.
And we talk about teams that's in the hunt. Let's take a look at SWAC standings as we look at the SWAC East and as well as the SWAC West. And Coach, you look at the East, Alcorn once again for 6 consecutive years have won the SWAC East. They got it done this year, losing only one game to your opponent this weekend, Grambling. But once again, they have shown their dominance in the SWAC East with victories over Alabama State, A&M, Jackson State, and Mississippi Valley.
Well, that's the cornerstone of the conference right now is, Alcorn State they got a good program, and I think they play really, really well. They play a certain type of way, and you got to go in there and you got to beat them. And it's tough to beat them at home. Their losses have came on the road, but last year they lost at home to Alabama State. But you look at their overall makeup of their football team, they've been really consistent.
Alabama State right there behind Alcorn. They're one of the few teams this year that were able to get it done against Grambling. And then you look at the rest of those teams. Alabama, A&M, and Jackson State all were in the hunt up until last week, but it definitely was a November to remember. Then you come over to the SWAC West. You look at Southern. We were picked to win the SWAC West title preseason. Grambling right there, I think, kind of surprised some people after that 0-4 start. But then Prairie View, Coach Eric Dooley still can't seem to get over the hump. And how about the team that really turned it around, Pine Bluff? That was really a surprise this year in the SWAC West.
Well, I think it finished exactly how they picked it. I think that's the order of finish. And, I think you look at different polls, maybe had PV ahead of Grambling. But one thing you got to remember is that the two programs that represent the West right now that's going to play for the championship have been the two most consistent programs in the West. And we know that it's always a challenge. The West has been a tougher division because, usually Southern, Grambling, and PV have played really well, and you got to beat each other, and then you got to get to a point to where you're healthy enough to finish it off. A lot of teams start out slow, but I think at the end of the day, it's about October and November when you talk about representing the West when it comes to a SWAC championship.
Your record in November has been amazing in terms of getting teams prepared and ready. What is it about this time of year that gets your teams fired up and ready to play for championships?
Well, each year is different. I think we take a look at what we're doing and how we're doing it. We adjust things, we move people around, we figure it out, and it's just trusting that process. We don't get off too far away from what we're doing and how we're doing it, but we always look at it. When we get to November, it's about how can we get this football team to take the next step. What are we doing very well, and what are we doing not so very well? And I think when we put it all together, we do a great job of evaluating and moving the pieces of that puzzle around so that we can be successful in the month of November.
The SWAC championship date and stadium has been set. It's going to be in Lorman, Mississippi against Alcorn State. The winner of the Bayou Classic between Southern and Grambling will be facing the Braves of Alcorn, and that's what makes this year's Bayou Classic once again one to remember. Stay tuned. We'll talk more about the Bayou Classic. This is Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums.
Where's everybody going? This game's not over. So we're not the best. Our kicker stubbed his toe on the ball, and pretty sure our mascot has his costume on backwards. But this is our team. No matter what.
Come play like a star, where the rewards and thrills never end at Hollywood Casino. Eat, play, and win big from our epic buffet, open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day, to our awesome Players Club that gives you the most back. Come and play the hot new $64,000 Hollywood High-Low game on Fridays from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. You could be called to play. Just guess if the next card will be higher or lower, and you could win. Only at Hollywood Casino, Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. I'm Perry White filling in for Todd Sterling today. And Coach, the big week is upon us. The Bayou Classic. Southern and Grambling seem to have been on a collision course all season. Broderick Fobbs will be standing on the other side of the field from you. What is it about that program that Jaguar fans will have to look forward to be our competition this Saturday?
Well, the biggest thing, I think, momentum. They're riding a huge wave. I think they're coming in the winners of 6 in a row. Been playing optimistic on defense, been able to get some timely turnovers. Offensively, they've been able to move the football. They've been able to run the ball decently, been able to throw the ball. But it starts with their quarterback. If he's able to make plays, then they have a chance to be successful in any football game that they play. We understand that offensively it's going to come down to our O-line doing a really good job. And then defensively, our D-line got to play lights out. And if those two positions play well for us, I like our chances on Saturday.
You talk about special teams. That has been on fire for you the past 2 games.
Well, been able to get in the end zone, been able to turn the game around. I think when you look at it from a year ago, we was able to make a couple plays on the special team. But I think both teams have upgraded and got better as the season go along. You got to really be locked in. This game will come down to turnovers. Whichever team can protect the football and whichever team can take it away is going to have the upper hand.
What does it do for this program and you for having this national audience? This game is going to be live on NBC Sports. To be able to be in the homes of millions around the nation that may not have known about the brand of Southern University?
Well, I think everybody will be watching it. Everybody that's in tune to college football and HBCU football around the country will have an opportunity to watch 2 traditions that are really world-renowned when you look at Southern and you look at Grambling. I think it gives us an opportunity to be in the homes of some people that don't have a chance to really take a look at us on a day-to-day basis. Our program has been rejuvenated. We've been consistent, and I think it's something that a lot of players around the country will want to be a part of. It's second to none. They do a great job here at the institution of educating our young men and women of Southern University and giving them a platform that's going to prepare them for life.
67,000 at last year's game. You said today at the press conference, let's not let it go down. Let's take it up 170,000 plus. What's your pregame speech to the Jaguar Nation to get them out there and get those last few tickets that are available?
Well, we talk about, being hostile and taking over when we go to stadiums. There's no better place to do it than the Bayou Classic. Jaguar Nation, we know that you're going to show up, but we need you to be in there and be loud, and we know that you're going to represent, and we appreciate all the support that you've given us all year long.
Coach, it's been a good season so far, 7-4, 5-1. You have not had a losing season since you've been the head coach at Southern University, and you've always done great in November. I think this is definitely a Bayou Classic for you, the fans, the friends, the family, the kids, everybody. Get your tickets today. There's still a couple of tickets available, but get your tickets and come out and check this guy out and his ball club as they continue to compete for championships. Stay tuned. We'll be right back here on the Jaguar Football Show with head coach Dawson Odums.
Diseases from smoking kill more African Americans each year than car crashes, AIDS, and murders combined. In the U.S., about 1 in 5 African American adults smoke cigarettes. It's estimated that each cigarette you smoke shortens your life by 7 minutes. That's 7 minutes less to spend time with people you love doing what you love. Each time you smoke a cigarette, is it worth it? Smoking affects us all.
Where your seafood comes from has everything to do with its flavor, its quality, and even its safety. Cheap imported seafood raised in ponds overseas has nothing on the incredible flavor and quality of the fresh fish, shrimp, crabs, and oysters caught right here in Louisiana waters. We all know that the best dishes are made with the best ingredients, and Louisiana seafood is the best you can buy. So know what you're buying and make sure you're serving delicious Louisiana seafood. Because when you know better, you eat better.
Hi, I'm Coach Dawson Odums. And if you're looking for a great new or used car, Jerry Lane Chevrolet invites you to come and check them out. Whatever your taste in vehicle is, they got a great lineup to fit your style. And most importantly, your budget. Personally, they're taking care of me with this great truck. I'm a big guy, and this a big truck. It's roomy and comfortable, and it has to get up and go when I need to get up and go. So remember, whatever your taste in vehicles, come visit us at Jerry Lane Chevrolet. Go Jags!
Welcome back here to the Jaguar Football Show with Coach Dawson Odums. I'm filling in for Ty today. You got a message for old Ty Sterling?
Yeah, Mr. Sterling, you must be taking some days off here. Bayou Classic, getting ready for an important football game, and I guess you're taking some of that sick leave. But wherever you're at, whatever you're doing, we know that you're having a great time doing it. Be blessed. We miss you on the show.
Ty say it's been a long season. He's been getting you up and down down the highway, and he needed a break before this big game with the Bayou Classic.
Well, I've been carrying him all year. He's doing a great job for us, and we just miss him here. So but Mr. White is doing a great job filling in for you, Todd. We got everything under control, man. Take care and make sure bring me something back.
Bayou Classic this weekend. One last time, tell the fans out there why they got to get the tickets, Coach.
Well, because it's our classic. It represents the state of Louisiana. We're on TV live, rivalry weekend, Alabama, Auburn, Georgia Tech, Clemson, South Carolina. And if you click over to NBC Sports, you're going to see Southern versus Grambling. But when they click on, they need to see the dome full. That's what made people excited about us saying we got the best classic.
Well, as we get out of here, as always,
Go Jags!
3, 2.